Here's the harsh truth. Right now, Europe's manufacturing core is facing a crisis unlike anything seen in decades. This isn't a slowdown, it's a breakdown. Major automotive hubs that support entire communities in Germany, France, and Italy are announcing prolonged shutdowns. Electric vehicle production lines are coming to a halt. Thousands of highly trained workers are at risk. The used EV market has collapsed. Prices have dropped by more than 50%, and consumer trust has been shattered. And the reason isn't a recession. It isn't weak demand. It's a calculated, strategic shift in the global marketplace. Europe's automotive giants have been blindsided, completely unprepared for a new industrial strategy that rewrote the rules of competition. This is how Europe's electric dream short-circuited. To grasp what's happening, we have to rewind. On paper, Europe's strategy was perfect. Lead the green transformation, set aggressive goals, and ban the sale of new combustion engine vehicles by 2035. This policy push fired the starting gun, signaling automakers to commit fully to electric vehicles. Billions were invested in research, EV platforms, and massive battery factories. The goal was clear: dominate a huge homegrown EV market and secure Europe's technological leadership for the next century. They had the brands, the engineering legacy, and a loyal customer base. But this ambitious plan had a fatal hidden flaw. By creating an overnight guaranteed market, Europe didn't just motivate its own automakers, it unintentionally opened the door wide for the world's most efficient and strategically patient EV competitor. China-Europe built the stage for a new competition, assuming its champions would win. What it missed was that its challenger was playing with an entirely different rulebook, one based on hyper-efficiency, full supply chain control, and long-term strategy. And now, that strategy is crushing Europe's industry. So what is this new strategy? Here's where Europe made its biggest miscalculation. Many dismissed China's rise as mere dumping of cheap, low-quality cars. They were disastrously wrong. This is not random. It's a multi-layered plan executed with precision. China's approach is rooted in deep market analysis and laser-focused use of its strengths. They're not just competing on price. They're competing on manufacturing philosophy, logistics, customer experience, and long-term geopolitical positioning. While Europe fights a price war, China is executing a full-spectrum industrial offensive. And this wide-ranging strategy has left European automakers and governments scrambling, unable to respond on every front. The most visible front is the product itself. And here, Chinese brands have perfected a formula Europe simply cannot match: the good, cheap, fast trifecta. First, good. These aren't low-quality vehicles. They offer sleek styling, premium interiors, and advanced tech like huge rotating displays and sophisticated driver assist systems, often included as standard. Second, cheap. With full vertical integration, controlling everything from lithium mines to operating systems, Chinese manufacturers enjoy a 20 to 30% cost advantage. This lets them dramatically underprice European brands while offering equal or better quality. Third, fast. Their development timelines are incredibly short. A European brand needs 4 to 5 years to release a model. Chinese companies can do it in half that time, constantly updating models at lightning speed. This triple threat forces European automakers into an impossible dilemma: slash prices and lose profits, or hold prices and lose market share. But product competition is only step one. When the EU introduced tariffs to protect local manufacturers, China simply shifted gears. Their second strategic masterstroke: shifting the battleground into Europe itself. Instead of fighting tariffs, they're avoiding them entirely by building state-of-the-art factories inside Europe. Plants are already underway in places like Hungary and Spain, with more coming. This is a genius move. It eliminates the tariff issue, creates local jobs that politicians can't oppose, and gives China shorter supply chains while keeping all its cost and technology advantages, Europe built a defensive wall. China built a door straight through it. The third pillar targets how cars are sold. European brands are tied to slow, outdated dealership networks. Chinese companies bypass them completely. They're investing heavily in direct-to-consumer retail. Think Apple Store, but for cars. Sleek, minimalistic showrooms in high-end districts of cities like Paris, Amsterdam, and Berlin. This strategy accomplishes three things. First, it boosts brand prestige. Second, it lets them control the entire customer journey. Third, it appeals directly to younger, tech-oriented buyers who reject traditional dealerships. While European brands negotiate with franchise dealers, Chinese brands are embedding themselves into Europe's cultural and retail heart. This coordinated offensive has triggered a chain reaction, and the EV market is collapsing the fastest. Consumer confidence is evaporating. Imagine buying a European EV 2 years ago at a premium. Now, a new Chinese model arrives, more advanced, better equipped, and cheaper. Your car's value plunges, often by over 50%. This creates financial chaos for owners and discourages new buyers. Who will buy an EV today if it might be worthless in a few years? This collapse hurts not only drivers but also leasing companies, lenders, and automakers, freezing the market from the ground up. So how is Europe responding? Mostly with panic and slow, insufficient action. Tariffs were the main weapon, but China sidestepped them by accelerating local factory plans. Now, European leaders are scrambling to discuss bailouts and subsidies, pushing EU state aid rules to the breaking point. The clearest sign of retreat is a major strategy reversal. European automakers are delaying full EV investments and rushing to keep plug-in hybrids alive. They're admitting they can't win the pure EV fight right now and are retreating to safer ground. It's a defensive move that hands the innovation narrative to China. So what lies ahead? Europe's era of uncontested automotive dominance is over. We're entering a new landscape shaped by rivalry and coexistence. Europe's path is narrow and steep. It's no longer about winning, it's about surviving. This means a painful wave of consolidation, possibly mergers between historic giants. The new mantra is match China's costs, a massive restructuring of supply chains and factories to close a daunting 30% cost gap. And success is far from certain. In the short term, expect a shift back to hybrids, not as a stepping stone, but as a financial lifeline for a battle Europe is currently losing. This isn't just an auto story, it's an example of global industrial power shifting before our eyes. Europe's plan backfired, creating an opening for a competitor that was more prepared, more strategic, and more efficient. The quiet factories and halted production lines across Europe aren't temporary. They're the echo of a new reality. The question is no longer whether the automotive world will change, but who will still be standing when the dust settles. What do you think? Is Europe heading for a comeback? Or is this the beginning of a permanent power shift in the global auto industry? And if you were buying a car today, would you choose a European EV or a Chinese EV? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this breakdown valuable, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep